Hey friends, happy Saturday. It's raining here in Wisconsin, so getting some things done around the house and taking just a few minutes to take care of some errands, and got off the call with a client, and then I ran into someone while I was out shopping, and the same topic came up. On top of this past week, I celebrated with a few friends sobriety. And this morning, another beautiful soul that's celebrating since 2005 freedom from meth. And it got me thinking about a lot of things, what I do working with clients, and some of the biggest things that hold clients back is the things that we do in our lifestyle. It's our cultural things that we do. It's the beer, it's the wine, it's the mindset, and it's a culture that we're creating, for some of us, in our homes that looks like dad comes home from work, and that's how dad calms down, is to have a beer or two or three or eight. And that becomes normal growing up, watching dad come home and have a beer or two or more. Or I'm going to visit my family while I'm gone. I like to drink wine. It helps to calm my nerves. And I've heard multiple clients say stuff like that. And I think about the culture and a mindset that we're bringing into how we calm our nerves, how we manage the end of our day, how we deal with stress. And I'm just kind of curious if other people notice that too. And it's the weekend. And I hear that a lot. My clients will say it's the weekend. We go out with our friends, and it's wine and it's drinks and it's, the reward center, the treat. And it's so hard to go out if you're not going to do those things. And I'm thinking, where in our culture did that become normal? And it's a mindset of I deserve. And life is stressful, and I deserve that glass of wine or that bottle of wine. And we use it, some of us, it really seriously might be just to have a glass of wine, and it doesn't bother. And others, it is. I don't know. But I'm thinking about addictions, and I'm thinking about people that are really struggling and challenged. And I wonder where we learn the behaviors. I grew up with the same. So I'm just challenging the belief around it. I'm challenging the mindset, because I see a lot of people hurting in this world. I see a lot of people hurting. In 2020, and being isolated and locked in, you see all the rates of diseases are elevated. More and more people are using alcohol and drugs. Suicide's up. Things are up because people aren't coping with stress in a healthy way. It's a tough subject. I use food to numb, and I'm learning that about myself, and I'm learning that I can overcome that. And I'm learning that I get to sit with those feels. I don't have to stuff food at them. I don't have to stuff alcohol at them. I don't have to stuff drugs at them. I can just sit with them, and they don't last for a very long time when we learn to process. Learning the deep breathing and really the quiet meditation to let the feels feel in our body has been one of the most valuable gifts that I have gotten on my journey. It's actually an element in our life book that I use pretty steady to manage the emotions, to handle the stress, the boredom, the tired, the emotional mismanagement. And I'm looking around in a culture, And it's a culture we're creating. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't really see it being a whole lot of good, but somebody could challenge me there because I don't know. I don't see good when young people grow up thinking that that's just how we handle stress, or that's just what we do on the weekends. And you know what? It would bother me if it was just young people talking about their peer pressure. It would bother me a lot less. But I'm working with a lot of clients who are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And what would they think if I don't have a drink? And I'm like, man, what culture are you living in that you feel guilty if you don't have a drink? So Neil and I went out for lunch. It was 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And we haven't been out in a long time on a Saturday morning, and we went for lunch. So it was crazy. We ordered our food, and the lady's like, well, it's happy hour, and blah, blah, blah. And she's naming all these beverages that are like the best. And I thought, it's 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Seriously. I don't know. My heart's just heavy about it because I don't know what is the need for all of that in our world, in a mindset and accepted behavior, just like overeating and eating for pleasure and eating as a reward and drinking and the use of the things to numb and shield, and they become the armor instead of us using ourself to become the armor in our life. And I just wonder if that's a part of a culture that is leading us to so much unhealth. As I've been navigating through my journey, I'm challenging things I grew up believing is normal. I grew up believing that those things were natural, normal. And I'm challenging the things I grew up believing to be expected. And I wonder what it would look like if it was different. Our children repeat what they see. Do you know that your children are watching you? And they're accepting the behaviors that we implement in our homes as quote unquote normal until it becomes a problem. And maybe that's where my mindset is really having a hard time, because I deal with a lot of people who have problems. And it hurts to watch people who have problems, but it's normal in their world to wake up on a Saturday morning and have some Kahlua in your coffee and then get in the car and go for a car ride. Or leaving my grandma's house when I was 7 months pregnant and we were a 7-hour drive, and my grandma offered us a shot before we got in the car. I grew up in that mindset that it was accepted behavior to get in the car and drive and drink. It was accepted behavior. And we're trying to change cultures and lifestyle. And I don't really know how that all plays a role, but I'm just thinking about it today. I'm just thinking about, does you think about that too? Or is it just me? I don't know. It's weighing heavy on me this weekend. It's weighing heavy on me because I see a lot of people suffering. I see people suffering at the hands of what's acceptable, what's expected, what is normal. Can we change the normal? Can we change the dialogue? I don't know. I'd love to have a dialogue around that. Anybody got some ideas or how you see it? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not alone. Sometimes I feel like I'm alone in a world around that thought process. Sorry it's so heavy on a Saturday, but it's been weighing on me a lot. When do we shift the dialogue? When do we shift the dialogue in our culture around healthy, longer life, long game, living better life, living to our potential? I'm hanging around with a lot of people that are changing the way I think, helping me change the way I think. Do you need to change the way you think? God bless you. Thanks for listening today.